everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be creating a very simple mani today by pulling in some bright colors which are perfect for those warmer months ahead. We're going to be creating a set of press-ons today on the shape medium almond. We're also going to be using dip liquids for this mani. So we're going to start off with the first color here. It is a solid. It is called Surf Shack, and it is the perfect name for this color. It's like almost like a lime green, but it has a little bit of like that neon yellow mixed in. So overall, you get like the perfect summer bright neon green. It is really pretty. I love how it pulls a little bit yellow. I don't have anything like this in my collection. So when I saw this color, I was like, okay, this is what I've been looking for, because a lot of times they're either like that bright neon yellow or they're just overall like that bright green. This is like both of those colors combined to create the perfect neon color here. So we are using dip liquids. So anytime I dip it in the jar, I'm gonna go ahead and press everything down to make sure everything is laying super flat. Now, if you are not making press-ons, this is a great way to see some beautiful colors in action. All right, so we're gonna dust off. And then this is when I realized, I don't know if I like these liquids or not. So you can see here, it's a little bit, you can see the brush lines. There are just, it's not what I'm used to when I'm applying a dip base. So this is the first time that I've tried these liquids in a long time, probably five years. So I was like, okay, let's give it a whirl. But I think what it is and why I'm getting these brush strokes and I'm not vibing with these liquids from Revel is a couple things. It could have been the solid powder that itself that we're using right here. But I think what it is the brush is not fanning out like I normally use when I'm using dip liquids. And also the brush itself, the bristles are a little bit stiffer and they're not super soft. So they're not naturally fanning out in the way that I'm used to. And the dip liquids are a little bit on the thicker side. They just were not for me. And if you love them, I'm sorry. And I'm so happy that they work for you, but they were not working for me. So I'm completely starting over. I took that nail off. I didn't even want to like work with it because it was just not vibing with me. So I busted out my Sparkle & Co. liquids for the rest of this mani here. And again, it could have been the solid color not flowing with the consistency of the liquids, but I could tell when I was using it that the brush was definitely a little bit more stiffer. And with you're working with dip liquids, the softer the brush, definitely the better. All right, so now we're gonna brush off here. Moment of truth, and I'm already liking what we're working with here. So we're just going to continue using the Sparkle & Co. liquids throughout this video. I really wanted it to focus on the Revel liquids today and the powders combined, but we had to pivot in a different direction, and that's totally okay. And that's one of the reasons why I left this part in the video, because I wanted you to see my experience with the dip base and then how I went around it to just pivot in a different direction. So sometimes if something is not working out for you, that is truly okay. Everyone's preference is different and products are going to work differently on other people. Some people might love the Revel liquids. Me personally, I am just not a fan, and that is definitely okay. I may play around with the liquids a little bit more, switch out the brush to kind of see what we're working with here. But I love how this powder is performing with the thinner viscosity. So you can definitely see the difference there. On the left hand, you can kind of see those brush strokes, and then on our Sparkle & Co. liquid nail, it's looking a lot better. The dip base itself from Revel is a little bit of a thicker consistency as well. And when you're working with press-ons, I really like to have a very thin consistency when it comes to either my gel base, if I'm doing the gel method, or when I'm, using dip liquids like we are today, because I really want to keep the shape of that nail and I want to reduce bulk. So having like a thinner consistency overall when you're making press-ons is definitely key, and making sure everything is laying super flat and pressing everything down on the sides will also help reduce bulk, because at the end, you really want this press-on to almost become one with your nail. And the less bulk we can add to this nail, the better it's going to be. Again, you could always go ham and file and buff to your heart's content to really get that nail to where you want it to be. But I want to make it as easy as possible on myself, because filing and buffing, it is not my favorite, to be completely honest with you. So the less bulk we can add to the nail, the better. All right, so I'm completely in love with this shade. But another color that I'm completely obsessed with is this one right here, and you're gonna see why in just a few moments. But I love the Revel powders, and I haven't dipped into some Revel in a minute, and I have a really extensive collection. I've been a Revel girly since like the beginning of time, and then before Revel, I started with Revel, and then I started with Sparkle & Co. And I just, when we started dipping into the powders and everything was flowing with the dip liquids, I was like, okay, we need to play with more Revel. And here's why. Check out the coverage and the color of this nail. I mean, the coverage is everything. Again, that's only one coat. It's a very, very beautiful, vibrant summer. It's like, take me to the beach. It has mermaid vibes, and the shimmer is just unreal with that first coat. And this right here kind of just is everything to me. I love this color. If I could have one summer color, this would be it right here. All right, so we dusted off, and you can see even when we dusted off, it stayed true to that full coverage. Now, if these colors are not your cup of tea, Revel has tons of beautiful colors. You're definitely going to find something that catches your eye. They even have like really pretty flakies. They just released some new reflective glitters as well. I really, really do enjoy their fine shimmers, their glitters. Those are like the colors that I gravitate towards, like the ones we're working with right here. I normally try to avoid the solids just because I feel like the solids are a little bit more difficult to work with. And what I mean by the solids is that sometimes I've experienced when I'm working with the solids, especially the really, really light colors from Revel, they come out really patchy and streaky, and then you have to keep building up those layers, and then you're adding more bulk to that nail, and then you're working really hard to just file and buff. So I feel like the shimmers that we're working with like right now and the fine glitters and the chunky glitters are definitely more my style when it comes to Revel. And I will say the formulas that we're working with today when it comes to the dip powders, I'm really enjoying so far. Even the salad that we worked with in the beginning, Surf Shack, once we went ahead and changed the liquids, it did apply beautifully to the nail. So I will give Revel props for that. It has been a hot minute since I've even used any of the salad, so I'm really excited to see how the new formula for the salads are. It's probably been about 2 years since I did a Revel mani, so I'm kind of just diving back into it here with the new colors, but I am loving the powder's consistency. They're very buttery, so if you are not making press-ons and you are actually dipping into the jar itself, it's gonna be that buttery, like heavenly experience. So that is definitely there, and they are very finely milled. So you're not seeing like any like colors kind of separating or anything like that. It is staying true to color. All right, so enough chit chat. Let's dive into the rest of this mani here, and then I'm gonna pop back in just a few moments.
Trees aren't green, the ocean is gray, sky is a vague blue, come my way. My room is a mess, it could use a hand. My favorite TV shows to capture in. I know must get it right, must get back in the fight. This can't be a surprise, I think I let it slide. I'm sleepwalking through all of my problems, I know I can't make it through. Every night it's the same, I keep running fast, left and right, wondering where my head's gone now. I'm sleepwalking through all of my problems, I know. All of my problems, I know. Where did it go? The feeling of thirst, desire to be a rock in my heels. I'm numb as a poison, flows in my veins. Guess I got used to avoiding the pain. I know must get it right, must get back in the fight. This can't be a surprise, I think I let it slide. I'm sleepwalking through all of my problems, I know I can't make it through. Every night it's the same, I keep running fast, left and right, wondering where my head's
All right, now that we're done activating, we're gonna go ahead and file and buff. And you will notice I did not clear encapsulate these nails. Everything was laying super, super flat. So all I'm doing is I'm just cleaning up underneath that press-on nail and just slightly reshaping ever so slightly. And that is all I needed to do when it came to the filing and buffing, because everything was laying so flat. So it was very easy, very minimal filing and buffing when it came to these powders. You can see everything is laying flat. It's not bulky or anything like that. So that is what we're working with. I did the rest of the filing off camera. And then even though I am going to finish up this mani today with a layer of gel top coat, I'm still going to go ahead and do another layer of activator just to make sure all those powders are set. Just in case I disturb them during filing and buffing, we're just going to seal in all those powders one more time here. But I love this color combination so much. And there's just something about the activation process. It kind of just brings those nails to life. All right. Then to seal in this mani, you could either go in with your favorite dip top coat, or you can go in with your gels. So right now I'm just sealing everything in with a layer of gel top coat, and then I'm gonna cure for a full 60 seconds. If you've ever experienced flaking or peeling, definitely do a layer of gel base first and cure, then go in with your top coat, or you could use a clear rubber base. So we went ahead and did the rest of the top coat off camera. And here is our bright, vibrant, ready for summer mani here. These colors scream summer. I love this combination so much. And I do honestly, even though we had a little bumps in the road in the beginning, I do really like how these powders performed. And I cannot wait to grab some more Revel. So everything that we did use in today's video can be found in that description box below. I do also have a discount code if you are looking to shop for Revel. You could use that to save a few dollars as well. But I hope you enjoyed this simple mani today, and we kind of did a little troubleshooting as well. But don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you all in the next one.